Welcome, Soul Tribe. It's so good to see everybody check in. We're so excited because a lot is going on. Let me know if you can feel it. Can you feel the shift in the energy? That change is upon us. A regime change and shift is here. Well, if you can feel it, let us know in the comment section. And if you can't feel it, just wait. You'll feel it in a minute. Come on in, check in. Let us know where you're hailing from. We have a special show today. We've been planning for this one. We've been working up to this one for months now, almost 8 months. So come on in the room. And really, some of you have been waiting on this day for years. This is Thursday. It is the last day of April, April the 30th, 2026. And the time is 6:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come in the room. I see 174 people in the chat. Welcome. We're going to get started with our show in just a few minutes. I see you all coming on in. I have 195 people already waiting on us to get started. Rising. Come on in the room, family. 275 people in the room. Hit the like button as you enter in. We got some great news, family. This is it. Yes. Come on in.
Through her channel, knowledge flows.
Who knows the words to the song? Sing it, family.
Teaching past to abundance
and well. Come on, family.
Guiding others to free themselves. Soul tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way.
Hey, family.
To a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine.
How many of y'all have your currencies in hand?
She's helping her tribe to realign
With
wisdom, ancient and new, showing
we all must do. Come on in the room, family. Hit that like button, family. Arkansas in the house. Grand Rising, Tennessee. New York. Hawaii's in the house. Come on in, family. Houston.
Raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way.
Keep checking in, family. You love the music. I see Texas in the house. Yes. Daytona, Atlanta, New York. All right, family. We'll play the music, some more music later on, family, but we wanted to get started with this amazing show, okay? So much is going on, so we wanted to bring someone on here today who can break down everything for us, okay? We know that King Charles was just here on the 28th of April. We know a lot of things happened on that same day. President Trump said that Iran is now in a state of collapse. Some other things is happening on the world stage on April 28th. So it brings us to the point in our mind where we're asking, is all this related? Because not long ago, the Michael Jackson movie came out. And somebody's been on our show talking to us about how all this is related. One of the first shows he said what that he came on, he talked about was one king must fall for another to rise, right? I see you, Arizona. So, yes, he talked about one king falling. He talked about all these Masonic rituals that were going on. He told us that we're going to see a rise of a deity. He spoke of Michael Jackson. He spoke about President Obama. Everybody was like, okay, now this seemed a little out there. We didn't know exactly where Jacob Bay was going, Sheik Jacob Bay was going. However, it seems like now as we moved along month after month, everything seems to be in alignment with what he's been saying. So he always likes to come on and back up what he has said and what he sees for the future so that we can be calm and at the same time celebrate because this is it. So without any further ado, family, I love you all so much and I'm so grateful for you being here. We're going to please welcome and introduce to some, present to others, our Sheik, the teacher of the Soul Tribe. As we anticipate him coming on, hit that like button. We have almost 600 people in the room. I would like to see some hearts too. If you've seen Sheik Jacob Bay's revelations actually happen right before your eyes. So without any further ado, without any time lapse, help me welcome and introduce to some, welcome to others, none other than our Sheik Jacob Bay. Hey Sheik, what's up?
How you doing?
You know what? I'm doing groovy, baby.
Good. You look like it.
Thank you. You know why I feel groovy?
Why?
Because you've been saying one king must fall for another one to rise. This is the collapse of an empire. Everything's going to be returned back to we the people. And we've been hearing that a mighty long time. Like we've gotten to the point where we're exhausted, Sheik. You know, like just tired. Like it's like, can this happen
already? I've been exhausted too, but you know what gives me comfort is faith. It's faith, walking in faith, walking in truth, right?
Yes.
And knowing that, you know, God has given me, or the Most High has given me the ability to put this together. And I'm seeing how it's all playing out now, and I'm loving it.
And that is why I'm excited because I can see it. I knew it. You know how you know in your soul? They say some people saying seeing is believing, but for me, believing or knowing is seeing. And I knew it and I could feel it in my soul and I kept speaking it. It's just a whole nother level of joy when you actually do see it with your natural eyes. Correct. And here we are.
Correct. We're there.
Here we are. So what are we seeing, Sheik? And welcome. Let me slow down. Welcome, Sheik. How have you been doing?
I'm okay. You know, you can always be better, but guess what? Like I said, the Most High got this.
Yeah.
You know, because I know that, you know, they talked about something today.
Okay.
At a Trump, one of those Trump things he does at the Oval Office. And it's not the Oval Office, it's some studio set that they got. But whatever they were doing, one of the reporters started talking about a blackout.
Oh, no, today. I did not see that. No.
Yes, she said a blackout. Is there going to be a blackout?
Oh my God.
Right. So it was kind of staged, and ironically, he was wearing royal blue necktie, and she was wearing the purple dress.
He and she, you mean the president? The president?
No. I'm talking about Trump was wearing a blue necktie, and the reporter who asked the question about the blackout.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
And that happened. Because everything is going to black out. At the end of these little things that they've been doing, I've been noticing what they've been doing at the end of each video. Like when they had the little dinner, when King Charles and Camilla were here, and they had the banquet, right? The first night he was here. Well, at the end of that presentation that they showed you on the video, they did the emergency broadcast system. They flashed the colors up.
What?
They did the same thing when they went over to commemorate the victims of 9/11. And at the end of that thing, they showed the emergency broadcast system. And you know we've been talking about that, right?
Yes, we have.
Because they got to give you the warning before they do it. And the warning is it's going to be a blackout. But a blackout of what? That's the question. The blackout is a blackout of admiralty law, right?
Okay.
Maritime law, and restoring us back to the laws of the land. That's what this is. And it's a real shift in power. Now, when we get into this a little deeper, your soul tribe is going to be like, dang. Because that's where we are right now. See, look.
You know
look.
what? Go ahead. Before you go on, Sheik, somebody said they introduced King. They didn't even introduce him as King Charles. They introduced him as Charles III.
Well, everything in threes, brother. Who's that, Pruitt? Everything in threes. I've been saying that. So what is Charles is what? C. C is 3, right?
Yes. A, B,
and
C.
then you got, there you go, right? And what is 111? Snake eyes.
Snake eyes. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what snake eyes is, but okay.
They're really saying we're getting rid of the reptilian system.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what we've been dealing with.
Okay, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were about to cook. Let me be quiet. I'm yielding the floor to you.
All good. You know, and I said everything in threes. So 30 days ago, right? Well, 30 days from tomorrow, or 30 days before tomorrow, let me say that, would be April the 1st, which is what? 41.
Right.
41, right?
Yes.
So 30 days later would be May 1st, as in Mayday, right?
Mayday. Yes.
Okay. So what does Mayday mean? SOS, right? Save our souls.
Wow.
Well, who got the souls? Who got the soul? Who they call soul music? What is that?
The melanated people.
Right.
Soul music. Soul food.
Everybody else got a spirit. We got souls and spirit.
Interesting.
A tree got a spirit.
Huh.
A dog has a spirit. Grass has a spirit. But who got the soul?
So SOS. I thought SOS was a distress signal.
It is for them. Because it's going to mean the end of, look, SOS is for ships, right?
Yeah.
A distress signal for ships, right? So under our legal system, we've been dealing with what? Partnerships, relationships. Partnerships meaning business, right?
Yes.
That's the civil court. Relationships was what? Divorce.
Marriage,
divorce, whatever you want to call it. So it's a ship that's been controlled by that doggone court system, right?
Yes.
Which is admiralty law. We're coming out of that.
So the SOS, somebody said SOS ban.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm a music buff.
Okay.
And the SOS ban, I want to say in 1980, it may have been 1979 when they came out with the second album. They said they had a song called, it was called SOS. SOSSOSSOSSOS. Now, before they went into it, they did dash 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 dit. That's Morse code. Dit dash 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 dit. Now, whoever know that song, They know I'm telling the truth.
So Sister Janine said fair use.
Hey, hey.
So wait, you said Morse code. That
You
I
know
heard
what I
the word
said.
more. I heard
You
the word
heard
more.
what I said. That's
I did.
it.
I heard you. I heard you.
You
You
heard it.
heard me.
You heard it.
You heard me.
Right?
As they say in Louisiana.
So what I want you to do,
What you want me to do?
if you don't mind, going to part one of
Okay.
the pictures. I'm gonna go through this, y'all.
Okay. And you
We're
gonna
gonna
talk?
get through it.
You gonna? Are you gonna mention Morse code or that's enough?
I'm going back to it, but I want your soul tribe to see what's really happening because they're gonna be like, ooh wee.
Mm.
This is a ooh wee moment.
Ooh wee. Okay. Well, let me make sure I got it over here. Is it? I think that's the biggest I can get it. Oh, there we
That's
go.
not the right picture, but let me see.
Oh no! I want to start with what you want. That was the first one. Is this? You want me to get to the next bit?
Just
What a little
scroll. That's not the one. I'm sorry.
the other one?
Yeah,
The other email?
go to part two.
Okay, we're going to go to part
No,
two.
part three.
Well, oh, I didn't even see the part three. Okay.
Okay. There you go. Read that if you don't mind.
Oh, you see it. Okay, let me pull it up. Thank you. Yes, somebody say, here we go.
Here we
Hey,
go.
Sheik.
Hey, y'all.
Sister Janine wants y'all to remember now. She put this in our other group, so she probably is definitely putting it in this group that you can, if you want to bless Sheik Jacob Bay, you can send him a
Thank
gift at $ all rights reserved. All right. So where are we going with this? Let me get here. I'm gonna blow it up a little bit so the family can see.
Blow it. Oh, I'm sounding kind of pornographic.
Now that Mayday, that's okay. Mayday is interesting. Mother's Day is also in May, but
right.
Mayday, but you talked about the divine feminine in the private group today.
Yes, I did.
May Day, or International Workers' Day, is celebrated each year around the world on May 1st. The first May Day event was held in Chicago, which is Egypt, on May 1st, 1886, when thousands of workers protested for an 8-hour workday.
Okay. Now, here's the deal. At
What's the
midnight tonight,
Mm-hmm.
right?
What's the
You see
dealio?
how it says?
Oh, should I bring it back up?
Yeah, please. I
Oh,
want
okay.
your soul tribe to see this.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I wanted them to see you speak, but I guess we can see both of them.
Okay.
We're here, right
You remember
here.
I said now we're going to turn back into Area 51, the
You've
50
been saying
states
that.
plus Washington, D.C.?
Yes,
you see how it
sir.
says 51,134 days ago?
It is 51,134 days from the start date to the end date, but not including the end date.
Okay, now, guess how many years ago it was? Look
You
at that.
said 140 years excluding the end date.
Now, what is 1 for?
14.
White supremacy.
White supremacy.
So they're letting you know it's the end of white supremacy at midnight tonight.
Oh,
Mayday.
wow.
The end of admiralty law. SOS.
Ooh.
Save our
Okay.
souls.
Now, why would they be saying save our soul, though?
That's SOS. That's the acronym for SOS.
And so are they in distress? Like, oh my God, it's over for us. What's
right? Because it used to say God save the queen.
yes.
Now it's time to save the souls.
Mm.
That's why King Charles was here. He's the son of the queen, right?
Yeah.
And he was returning the crown back to the indigenous people. When he spoke before Congress that day, he mentioned indigenous.
Oh.
He said it. And when he said it, the cameras focused on about 8 Moors that was standing in the back of Congress. That
You mean just now, this last speech?
The first day he arrived, which was on the 27th.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow.
Ain't this good?
This is juicy. It is good.
Right?
Yeah.
So If you don't mind, you can open up the next one. You can go back to part 1 because I'm gonna tie all this together.
Okay, do I need to say anything about this here? This calculator ignores DST
No,
clock changes. Okay.
that's just what it says.
Okay, so you said go to part 1.
Oh yeah.
Hit the like button, family. We just
Yeah.
getting started. This is
You just
juicy
getting
already.
started.
Okay. Let me see if y'all can see this. Put that up. Thank you, family. Come on in, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. The bell, the Liberty Bell has been restored. Okay, I see y'all.
And Trump rang it 50 times. Saving that last ring for who? Area 51.
Interesting.
And the bell is about frequencies.
Okay. You know, he rang the bell to the opening stock market.
Stock market, Wall Street.
Wall Street at one point.
Who said we got to live off the wall? We got to leave that 9 to 5 upon the shelf.
Ooh, Michael Jackson?
Yeah, because you got to live off the Wall Street.
Ooh.
You got to live off the system.
Living off the wall.
That's why he was dressed like a dead man. You remember he had on his tuxedo?
Yeah. Now, how in the world we supposed to know what he was saying when he was talking about?
Let me show it to you. Okay, here we go. Okay. And before we get into that, I'm gonna break it down. You can bring my picture back up if you want to.
Okay.
Because I'm about to get good on this one.
You about to cook, okay?
Yeah, because you got me started. The whole thing about the Michael Jackson thing is Michael Jackson represented what in the in 1978. That's the first time he met up with Quincy Jones.
Oh, okay.
Quincy Delight Jones Jr. QDJJ, which equals 41. He had Diana Ross, who played Dorothy, right? Diana Ross, DR is 418. D is 4, R is 18. 41 and 8. It means king forever because 8 is infinity, right? Okay. Now, what were they doing? Going down that yellow brick road?
Ease on down the road.
Well, what I mean, though? That's your goal.
Yes, sir.
Because God said your streets are going to be paved with gold.
Sure enough.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So then, Michael played what in the movie? The Scarecrow. As another word we're going to say is the straw man.
And right? Trump ended paper straws
when
he came on as the president. He phased out paper straws. Come on.
Now wait. He's the straw man. He's the Scarecrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because if the straw man needed a brain, that means he needed to be governed by somebody. Because somebody needed to govern his mental because he doesn't have a brain. As in the government.
Okay.
Right? Now.
Govern his mental. I'm getting it.
Now, wait. You know what the straw man means, right? It means the all caps name.
Yes.
It means that you are dead on paper. So when he did Off the Wall, he was showing you, hey, I'm the dead man. But the dead man had to be resurrected. What you think Thriller was about? It was about the resurrection of the dead.
Okay.
That's why it was 14. That's why the video was 14 minutes long, which means a white supremacist system. Right?
Okay.
But at the very last frame of the video, right?
What happened?
He turns back. Everybody knows that video. He turns around like he's doing something sneaky, but he got the snake eyes.
Yes.
Right?
Thriller.
Not
Thriller was
only
the
does
name of
he have
that.
the snake eyes,
Thriller.
but in the background there's an obelisk because it's showing you we're returning to Egypt. That's why he did Remember the Time.
Wow.
You remember when he did that performance? They said they said, "Oh, he can't dance because he broke his ankle or some stuff." That was all. Whatever propaganda because he was sitting on the throne because he's the king of pop, people of the planet.
Oh.
Right?
Yes.
So wait, and he was wearing gold. Right now, if the straw man is dead, he was living off the wall because the straw man now has to live off the system. You got to leave that 9 to 5 upon the shelf, meaning 9 plus 5 is 14. You got to leave that off the shelf.
Ooh.
Then you got to enjoy yourself.
This him with the snake eyes.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there you go. But in the background, there's an obelisk. I don't know if you can. If you can go to another picture like that, you'll see.
Okay, I'll look for it while you talk. Keep cooking, Sheik. This is
right.
good.
But wait. Even in that picture, you notice that he had on the red and black jacket, right?
Yes.
But it's shaped like a V.
Ooh.
V means Egypt of the West.
Right here.
It's the inverted pyramid.
Wow.
But that video, Thriller, was about the resurrection of the dead.
The straw man, or that represents the straw man?
The dead man is, the straw man, which is the scarecrow, right?
Yes.
He's dead on paper.
Okay.
Right? Dead on paper. Well, if you go to Wall Street, they got the ticker tape, right? You remember the ticker tape? The little, the ticker tape was representing everybody's birth certificate bonds.
Okay.
Because you dead on paper. Because that's what they've been trading off of, right? Now, he was saying, I'm living off the wall, as in Wall Street. I'm living off this white supremacy system because I'm going to leave that 9 to 5 up on the shelf. 9 plus 5 is 14. Opposite of 41. And he said, now it's going to be about the resurrection of the dead. That's Thriller. Right? Because you remember now when they did their dance. You remember when they did the dance? There you go. Is this it? There you go. There's the obelisk, everybody.
Wow. I never saw that. This it too?
I don't know about that, but I know what that is.
What?
You see how they put stuff in your face?
Yeah.
But you got to start seeing things, people.
Okay. Now, what was Thriller about the resurrection of the dead, you say?
Resurrection of the dead. So now that he's now resurrected, he becomes a living king, right?
Yes.
A living king means remember the time. Okay. Yeah. Remember the time. He had who in the video? Eddie Murphy. Mur means more, right?
Yes.
He had Iman.
He did. With her beautiful.
But when he was singing that song, he said, "On the phone, you and me at the beach, at the park, and whatever." And I'm like, "What the hell he talking about?" Right? Because I wasn't getting it back then.
Right.
He was talking about Egypt of the West.
What was the name of that song again?
Remember the time.
Okay. And he had Magic Johnson in there.
He had Magic because we've been under spells, as in magic, and he came out as the Prince of Death or the God of Death. That's why he had on his black robe.
Oh, that's why he had on the black robe.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he came out looking like a pharaoh-ish. Well, we had this. Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, Iman, here she is, and her husband. That was
Eddie Murphy,
Eddie Murphy. Mm.
and she's
Okay.
looking like Nefertiti.
Yes. Mm.
And then in the video, they have the Falcon,
Now, what does the falcon represent?
freedom,
Oh.
and it's the indigenous bird to the Americas.
You know why I'm clapping? Because when I had an encounter with these entities, these beings, they came to me and they gave me the charge to do the work that I'm doing now. And they said, when I asked, "Who are you?" they told me, "We are the Falcons."
Oh wow!
Yep. Yep. Sure did. I had a hard time researching that, but Chief Rod Hayes had given me some insight into that, and now you're giving me insight to let me know that this was the bird of the indigenous people. They told me everything. This was years ago. Everything that the New World Order has put before you is collapsing. We're here to make sure it's collapsing, and we want you to raise the vibration of the planet to ensure that everybody can see the vision. There
Correct.
was a group of beings that came to talk to me. The woman stepped forward and I asked her, "Why do you look like me?" And she responded, "Why wouldn't I look like you? I am you." And so she said, "Everything is collapsing. Your charge is to let everybody know and to raise the vibrational frequencies. So because the frequencies that you all raise will help us to dismantle the system."
Correct.
Beautiful. It's also Heru or Horus, Dequan said. Thank
Okay.
you. All right, come on now. Come on, you are cooking. Those birds were giants? Okay. Come on through here. Sheik, take us through there. Take us through there. Robert said this is getting deep.
If you don't mind, go to the part one.
I don't mind at all. Family, hit that like button. We have 1,400 people, 1,400, now 1,411 people in the chat. So you said go to the next one. Is this still
You got
part one?
1,111.
1,411.
Ooh, 411. That's the mountaintop.
Well, what's the 411?
Well,
Wait,
you
is am I?
remember? Okay, so even the brother who they said was attempting to kill Trump.
Yes.
He was born on April the 11th, which is 411. That's the mountaintop. We reached the mountaintop so we can get to the promised land. That's all that was about.
What? Good grief.
Everything in threes. They said he was from Connecticut.
Okay.
He is 3.
C is 3. Oop, people saying they feeling chills. Daquan said, "I'm feeling the shivers."
No, what's up?
That's what's up. Wow. So, which email am I bringing up?
Part 1, and then that first image.
Okay. Was this it? Let me see. This was it. Was this it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me. What am I doing here? Oh, there we go. That's better.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So that was when King Charles had another speaking engagement. That was on the 28th. No, that was on the 29th, yesterday. See, yesterday was, what was yesterday's date?
The 29th, April 29th.
As in 429. And y'all know why I said white supremacy times 3 is what? 14 times 3. 14 times 3 is what? 42. But 9 means the end of one thing and the beginning of something new, as in April the 29th, 42 and 9. Right?
Okay.
So what King Charles was doing, he was transferring the trust, the king's trust, back to the American people.
I see it right here on the wall, this red thing, King's Trust. Oh my goodness.
Correct.
And is it right here? Is it on the podium?
And,
no, it's not.
And that brother with his back turned, not him, but the other one by King's Trust. Guess who that is?
Wait, right here?
No, by the sign.
By the who that is?
Yeah, that's
Who's
right.
that?
Who that?
Who
Lionel
that?
Richie. Lionel Richie.
What was
Oh,
Lionel
I'm
the
gonna show
lion?
you. I don't know who that is. I don't care nothing about that.
But I'm trying to figure out why Lionel was there.
Because I'm gonna break that down. What is the
Okay.
name? Lion
Lion
as in
L.
king.
Lion L. Get out.
El as in Elohim, right?
Yes.
Richie is what? Rich. That's the trust.
Ah.
We Are the World, which came out 41 years ago, by the way.
My God. Can't make this up.
Can't make it up. In fact, go to the next picture for your soul tribe.
King's Trust. And so Lion L. Lion is the king, and L as in L, the L's. She said Elohim, but also they're the Moors.
Ali. There you go.
Say it again. What would you say? I'm sorry.
El, Bay, Day, Al, Ali.
Come on.
5 civilized tribes. We there.
Now you said El, Al, Ali, Day,
El,
and Bay.
Bay,
Mm-hmm.
Day, Al, Ali.
And then what are the 5 tribes?
Well, you can break that down into what? Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, Seminole.
All right.
Why you think Abraham on that $5 bill? He representing the 5 tribes.
Wow.
The descendants of Abraham.
Got it. Grady says gratitude, Dr. Pruitt and Sheik Jacob Bay and chat. You're welcome. I know isn't this exciting? Wow. Okay. Now what is going on here? What's going on?
Well, what I'm showing you is they went over to Arlington Cemetery, where you got 4,000 graves. Well, she put the wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier. That's Queen Camilla, because everything in 3s, that's Camilla.
Okay.
C is 3. Right? But she put the black wreath on the tomb. And what does that mean? If you got 4,000 people buried, then that last one will make it what? 4,001, as in 41.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
But you see who the sister is standing next to her?
I see.
Because they're showing you the transition in power. Because if you scroll up a little bit on that picture, I want you to see, no, go the other way. Right there. You see at the bottom on the left?
Right here? Here?
What does that say? Is there a number down there?
751.
Okay, there you go. Didn't I say 7 is completion in area 51?
No. Yes, you have said that. Let me see if the Soul Tribe can see that. 751. 7,051 million subscribers.
But what is the newspaper?
USA Today?
USA. Let's break it down. U is 21, S is 19, that's 40, and A is 1, 41. They're letting you know that the true kings have been restored to Area 51.
Donald Trump bids farewell to King Charles and Queen Camilla at the White House. Right. And here's the sister.
There you go.
Is that something is that unusual for a female military person to stand beside prelates like that?
Probably is.
That just seems a little interesting.
We don't see that kind of thing too often.
No.
You remember the guards that used to be over there in England, and they had the big old black hats.
Yes, I
All those
do.
were with afros.
Oh, what?
Everything is about us.
What? They had those large black hats.
That's why they were fuzzy, because it's supposed to look like hair.
So, but I'm speechless. Why were they mimicking us? I'm gonna get back to the pictures. I need to see your
Because
face.
they know who has the true birthright. They've always known. It was our people who were left in the dark. We didn't know it.
Hmm.
They're your afros.
God, I'll be doggone. I'll be doggone.
And why are they that shape? Because it's the head of the Anunnaki.
Wow. And what are the Anunnaki? What's their relationship to what we're talking about?
They were your first melanated people.
Mm. Ooh, child. Symbolizing the afros.
Right.
I'm with you, brother Tony. Come on now. Come on.
Right
He
on,
coming
Tony.
through here. He taking us through there. I'm with y'all. This is deep. Mm. Our hair is the crown. Thank you, El
People getting
Monte.
it. They're getting it.
Mm.
The hair. Okay. Y'all better think about this. Whose people are the only ones that have hair that goes towards the sun? That's us.
Yeah.
Everybody
Okay.
else's hair laid down.
Yes.
You get
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Ours go towards the sun.
Mm.
Everything that's natural in nature goes towards the sun.
Mm. And all this time we were taught by, the powers that were to hate our hair. It's kinky. And all nap means is nappy is close to your nape of your neck.
The
But
hair is the antennas, and that's what connects you to the universe.
sure does. And it's an extension of your central nervous system, your hair
Correct.
is. But they tell us the hair is dead. Is it or is it not?
It ain't dead.
Okay. That's what they say.
You put all them chemicals in it, may change the frequency.
Mm. Mm. Okay. My sister Sheila says our hair is to protect from the sun. Actually, your hair
Well,
receives information from the sun.
that's correct. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
See, think about it like this. Everything else in the world of the living, their
Yes.
hair lays down. Like
Okay.
animals.
Yeah.
I'm not calling other people animals. I'm just saying.
Okay.
The true indigenous people, their hair goes towards the sun. And the sun means SON and SUN.
Right. And in Spanish, isn't it soul? SOL? Let me see. I should
Correct.
notice my
Correct.
family's
No, it's SOL.
Okay. Which is soul, as in SOUL. Same thing. Come on now.
So go back to the Lionel Richie and go to the next image if you don't mind.
Okay. Thank you for 1,600 people being in the chat. Hit the like button, family. We appreciate you being here. Oh, somebody said before we get to those pictures, that's why they had the wig party in Congress mimicking us.
Yeah, they were called the Wigga what? Moors.
Wigamore, sure enough. Ooh.
I'm telling y'all, it's always been about us.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get to the pictures. Thank you, family. Please hit the like button coming in. And show your brother Sheik Jacob Bay some love. Help him get this book out. Listen, I have a book coming out. It's about wealth, family, and legacy. And I have shopped around looking for publishers. It is challenging. You got to pay them jokers some money. So I know what Sheik Jacob Bay is going through, looking for the proper person to help him, or people or publishing company to help him get this book called The Copper Colored Kings Transition in Power. So if you desire to help him or support his work, you can send a cash up to $ all rights reserved. That's ALLRIGHTSRESERVED. And if you desire to get on that waiting list for the book, you can send him an email to dejourlaw33@gmail.com.
I want to
All
tell
right. What'd you say?
Elizabeth Mordaunt, she just sent me a little love. Thank you, dear.
Oh, thank you, family, for being so gracious. Yes, everything is connected. It's all connected. Thank you, Soul Tribe, for sending him a Cash App gift and a blessing. I don't know how he feels, but I know a lot of people I've been speaking to are saying, that these times are very, very challenging. So everything that we can do to support each other is really a blessing.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm getting away from Camilla here.
What you got next?
And to the sister who's standing. And that sister's, it almost looked like she's escorting her away. Just standing behind her, you know what I mean?
She actually stepped up when Camilla put that wreath down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's all good.
It's all good.
Read that to your soul tribe. And I can't really quote you. I can't quote you the source because I didn't know who exactly that came from, but I did see it this morning. I took a screenshot of it, but this is very relevant about the King Charles visit to the Americas.
Okay. 1 of 7. The significance of the King's visit. The British King and Queen will visit America from April the 27th to the 30th as part of the first stages of the nation's dismantling of British admiralty law, a critical step required for America to legally restore its sovereign state. Stops will be made in Washington, D.C., the 9/11 Memorial, and Virginia, with each location holding specific symbolic and historic significance tied to Britain's long-standing system that has quietly governed America for well over a century. This process requires the living authority to appear in person at the exact centers of origin, control, and operation. This legal requirement makes the Crown's participation mandatory as America fulfills the conditions to restore its sovereignty. Physical presence and public witness complete the legal record, with the King and Queen serving as the two living witnesses, providing full and lawful testimony that America has fulfilled the conditions necessary to restore its sovereign state. As the living head of the British Crown that has governed America through admiralty law, the King carries the essential authority to lawfully sign off on the end of that system, the return of America's sovereignty, and the shift back to the law of the land. Together, their appearances at the highest levels of governance create a visible ceremonial confirmation that the corporate maritime system is being brought to its lawful end in America at its centers of powers within the country. The visit begins where the power is currently concentrated. That's it.
That's it. I like that.
Love it. And that came from, you guys can look for this, that was on X. The Truth Harmonist said that.
There you go. Is there any more on that one?
No, I don't see any more on this. No, sir.
Go to the other one that had Lionel Richie on it, if you don't mind. I think that's the last one.
Okay. Oh, 1,662 people in the chat. Thank you, family. Hit the like button on your way in. We appreciate you so much. Okay. And we just getting started. Let's see, you said the one with Lionel Richie. Which one is that? Part two or part? That's part two.
I don't remember.
Oh, wait a minute. This is, yes. Yeah. Interesting.
You found it.
Isn't he the one that had the Caucasian daughter or the very light daughter? He had
Well,
a Europe
he had the one that's adopted. Brent. What was her
adopted
name?
daughter.
I forgot her name. He used to hang out with Paris Hilton.
Yes, they were best friends.
That
Okay.
okay, so that event was at the 70th Jubilee for the ceremony for Queen Elizabeth,
Okay.
right? But 70, the number 70, y'all, means a reset.
Oh,
You know, like you have 7 days in a week, then it resets back at the first day.
yes.
But it's a reset times 10.
Mm.
Now, you remember I told you all that the top hat is like what? The Monopoly guy. And the
Yes.
Monopoly guy was the one who controlled all the real estate. You remember that? It's,
Mm.
you know,
So it, mm-hmm,
Boardwalk, you know,
mm-hmm.
Reading Railroad, Pennsylvania Railroad. Now, he owned all the real estate, right?
Yes.
But the top hat represents the transition of power, TOP.
You
That's
told
why
us
That's why he dressed like Abraham Lincoln,
with the top hat. What?
wearing all
Interesting.
black with the top hat.
Mm.
The descendants of Abraham are the heirs to the world.
And you did a whole podcast with me on that one.
I sure enough did.
Here we go. And
So
what about her colors? What do these represent?
yeah, she's just wearing her blue, but it's really more about okay. There are other pictures on there that show when he was talking to King Charles. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever he was having a conversation with King Charles, he took the hat off. The reason why is because the transition of power wasn't complete yet.
Oh.
The king's trust hasn't been transferred yet. It was
Mm,
transferred yesterday.
my Lord. Okay. I'm loving that color blue. I like this dress too. Who is this lady? Do we know who this lady
I
is
don't
beside?
know. That's his. It was his date.
Oh, his date. Oh, okay. Nice little young thing. Maybe, or maybe she just looked good for her age. Okay.
Well, you know, when you rich like that, you can get what you want.
That's true. Okay. What's next?
There you go. He's showing you. What does that say in the background?
King's Trust. I got an aunt that actually dated Lionel Richie when she was in college in
Oh,
Cincinnati. I
really?
don't know how. Does he have any connection to Cincinnati, Ohio? It's
No,
actually
I
my
don't.
husband's aunt. They dated for a while while she was in college.
But Ohio is big for soul music.
Oh,
Yeah, you got Parliament from there. You got the Ohio Players from there. You got Zap from there. You know, you had Howard Hewitt from there. You had so many artists from Ohio. Bootsy, you know, all these people. Right? Yeah,
my
Ohio
uncle
is
Ronnie.
really where the soul came from. The funk.
That's where I'm from, Ohio. Hey, my
Yeah.
uncle Ronnie Diamond Horde was the lead guitarist for the Ohio Players.
Right.
So, and I've been to a lot of those places. I've been Ty Scott Records. We went to his. You know Ty Scott? You remember him?
I
He,
remember the name.
I think he did more gospel because I remember my husband, God rest his soul, went there to see if he can help record his music, and my uncle Ronnie from the Ohio Players. But yeah, Ohio is very, very interesting place. It's my home, so I'm happy to say I'm from Ohio. But what's going on here? It also say Christie's, and somebody said no. His daughter's name is Lionel Richie, not Christy. Okay, Christie's.
Christy, if you know, I say everything in threes.
Mm-hmm.
So C is 3.
Yeah. And H is a reversal, is what you taught
Yes.
us.
CH.
And it's King's Trust. Mm.
And why you say news week?
Why?
Because news means you the king of north, east, west, and south.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Ohio's your home too. This is beautiful. So they're sending us coded messages even in this picture, yes?
Oh yeah. I'm telling you who got the trust.
Lion, L's, the Kings, the L's, the Bays, Days, Ali's, the Moors. Come on.
What
So I was saying that King Charles transitioned the crown or power to Trump. And I said earlier in my podcast today, Trump is going to transition the power then to the indigenous people. But I didn't even know about Lionel Richie being there during this.
well, okay, so what TV show is he on now?
Oh,
American Idol.
oh no, I didn't
Because
know.
we're the Americans, the indigenous are the kings and the
Mm,
queen.
okay. Mm, come on. Hit that like button, family. Thank you so much for all of you all being here. And thank you for all of you that are sending gifts to our special guest, Sheik Jacob Bay. Yeah, so it's happening, and they're showing us that this is happening. That's that's deep. I
This ain't
also
even
feel
fair.
that when it's over, that's all. When it's over, I said that President Trump is going to step aside, and
Yeah.
then the kings, the true
The true
Americans will.
kings of the true heirs. You got Obama, you got Michael, you got us, Lionel Rich, you got everybody.
Mm,
And it's gonna be a party.
mm.
Dancing on the ceiling.
Ooh. Let me see if there's anything else here. And can you tie this into Michael Jackson? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Yeah, before we get to to this next.
I'm about to tie it in now. If you
Oh,
put
okay. Well, let me
whatever
bring
you
it.
got, let's roll.
Roll with it. What have we here?
There you go. That's fine. But go to
Oh,
that
I ain't
link.
gonna tell you. I ain't
Go
gonna
to
tell
the
you what
link.
that
Go to
reminds.
the link above it if you don't mind.
That reminds me of something we
I
saw.
know, but
I ain't gonna say it.
yeah, let's get to that later.
Yes,
We
sir.
almost there.
Okay. So you say go to the link first.
Yeah, go to that link right above it.
I just clicked on it. Hold on. It is a wonderful time to be alive. I agree. Yes, yes. I'm excited too. This is the Jubilee. Absolutely. I'm bringing it up, Sheik. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, nope, that's not it. This here? Shall I read it?
Yeah, read the first part.
Quest TV?
Yeah. Now that's
Okay.
as of today.
With
Okay, people.
226 million.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Go ahead.
That article came out today about the revenue of the Michael Jackson film, just so y'all know. And she's
Mm.
about to read that number to you.
With $226 million at the worldwide box office in its first week, the Michael Jackson biopic. Michael is the highest grossing musical biopic opening of all time. It is the highest grossing musical biopic of all time. And Lionsgate is
Right.
is wasting no time.
Right.
Studio chairman Adam Fogelson has officially confirmed a sequel is in development. The first film, directed by Antoine Fuqua, he was the director of a lot of movies, and starring Jafar Jackson, stops in 1988 at the height of the Bad tour. The sequel is expected to cover the more contested second half of Jackson's career, including financial troubles and the abuse allegations of the 1990s. No release date has been set, but the studio has hinted at franchise ambitions beyond a single follow up film.
Okay, so you read off the number at the top. It was 226 million.
Yes.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Yes.
And you got 6. That's two different numbers, y'all. It's 10. 10 is God's promise and God's word. Right? And that came out today. Because what does that mean? Because tomorrow being Mayday. You remember I said it.
You said
Mayday is what? 148 years ago, tomorrow would be Mayday. From the very first Mayday.
Okay.
And they letting you know we at the end of this white supremacy system. We at the end of the maritime admiralty law. In the Bible, Revelations 2:1, it says, God said there'll be a new heaven, new earth, and no more sea, no more admiralty, maritime law, which is the law of the sea. Right? Yes. Now we're going back to the land. And you remember I also said 46 means a transition in power. That's why Donald Trump was born in the year 46. And if you take him being the 45th president and the 47th president and divide that by 2, it's going to be 46. Right?
Yes.
Well, 2 plus 2 is 4 and you got 6. 226 million, 46. They letting you know the kings of the world, king of pop, people of the planet, are about to have the transition in power.
Wow.
The King's Trust.
And this is the year of 10. 2 plus 2 is plus 6 is 10.
That's right.
2026 is 10.
There you go. But what is 20 plus 26?
46.
Come on. Transition in power.
Beautiful. And what about this name here? Is there any coincidence, any relevance to Lionsgate being mentioned?
No, you see what it says at the top? Q West.
Q West, yeah.
You see Q West?
Yeah.
Okay. Q is what? 17. 17 is Q. 17 or Q means the quantum financial system.
Yes.
And West is what? The Americas. So you oh girl, this is so good. Because it means that the quantum financial system belongs to the people of the West, the Americans.
Why was there a musical group called Tribe Called Quest? That just came to my mind when I saw that.
That means what it means. The tribe.
I see.
All this stuff is tied together, y'all.
Yeah,
let me say it like this. All these music groups and everything.
Yes.
This stuff is planned. They have planned what groups they want to put in. They have planned what songs and when they're going to release these songs to the rest of us. That's why it's so hard for independent artists to break through, because it's a system that they've already put in place, because it's all part of an Illuminati system.
Yes. Okay.
And all Illuminati means, y'all, is we're going to allow you to illuminate while everyone else is dead. You get it? Because to be able to illuminate, that's why they ask you to make a sacrifice, Illuminati. Because you got to give up something to be able to become alive.
Wow.
A star.
Sheik, Jelani's just shared with me with the tribe that a Tribe Called Quest was a part of a collective called the Native Tongues. I didn't know that.
Man, they're breaking it down now.
They are. Wow. And
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, somebody said we the tribe are on a quest. I was going to say that article also meant Lionsgate, and we just talked about Lionel, the lions, the king of the jungle coming back to their rightful position.
Kim Smith, thank you. And I want to say another lady named Kelly. Thank you. Kelly Bush.
Kelly sent you they send you Cash App gifts.
Kelly Bush.
Thank you, family. Thank you for sharing your gratitude with Sheik Jacob Bey. His sister Janine just put up his Cash App. It is $ all rights reserved. Thank you, family. Okay, what else do we have here? Anything else? Let me see. Oh yeah, that good one. The one I can't wait for you to get to. Oh my God. Can I bring it up now?
Please.
This might be the final one. Family, we have 1,898 people in the chat. Hit the like button. Let us know that you enjoy this. Oh my gosh, in the meantime, you all have sent me a gift and I didn't even notice it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Come on. We're going to go to this next one, this next slide, which is amazing. Sister Tawana says, thank you. You're welcome, Sister Tawana. Thank you for sending me a blessing. Who else? Cornelius sent a gift. Thank you, Brother Cornelius. You said thank you, and you sent me all these beautiful hearts. Thank you. Brother Sean, is that Brother Sean? Said, just because. I love that. Thank you for the gift. Millard says, thank you for all that you're doing. You're welcome. It is my pleasure, my greatest pleasure. I'm honored to serve the Soul Tribe. And I'm honored to bring guests like Sheik Jacob Bey to come and share news and information with the Soul Tribe. So this is the one I can't wait for you to get to. What is going on here? I'm going to be quiet because this is really interesting.
Well, y'all, what does that look like? They were showing, you remember when they had 911? Mm-hmm. And Bush was speaking at the school?
He was reading to children, wasn't he?
Reading to the children. And he was in what state? New York. Well, where's that mayor from? New York. Oh. Right?
Yes.
And this was a day or two before the king and queen went to commemorate the World Trade Center, in New York. Then it's going to be a bigger impact that's coming. Ooh. See, if you notice the picture, they're showing you what? The tree of life.
Show me is. You see the little children in the tree, then here's a tree. I guess that's a tree. The inside the tree, and then there's a ladder coming down from the tree. And then there, you said is he a mayor of New York?
Yeah.
And who's this guy right here? This copper color guy. Who's that guy right there?
Return of a deity.
What his name is? Who is that?
You know who that is.
He looked familiar.
He looked like a pharaoh.
Ooh. Yes, he does.
And people who be hating on this whole thing with Obama, remember now, he never could do anything for black people because he didn't identify as black.
And ain't no such thing as black.
Ain't nothing related to black.
Come on.
People be hating on that right there. Because you remember, I told y'all it's a reversal. They said that his birth certificate was from Hawaii. That's H. And he did his politics in Chicago. That's C. That was a reversal.
Wow. Pharaoh Akhenaten, yep. A reversal. Yep. So you said return of a deity. Some people call him Barack Obama. Some people call him that, which reminds me of Osama bin Laden for some reason. Then some people call him Barry Soetoro, but honestly, we don't know what his real name is.
Yeah, and some people say he's the only son of Malcolm X.
Yes, Valentine, Dr. Phil Valentine was the first one I heard say that. Sheik.
And I don't know if it's true,
Okay.
But I do know that there's a big presence, and they start doing the wheels of the bus go round and round.
Mm.
And I remember he hugged a little melanated child, a little Moorish girl,
Mm.
and she had a dress that had three X's on her sleeve.
Really?
X X X. And you know what X means? X means Egypt. It means the number 10, but it also means Egypt.
Egypt.
Because if you fly over a pyramid and you look down, it looks like the shape of an X.
Mm.
We are the X-Men.
Wow.
We are the one with, all these gifts and powers.
So why is showing Obama significant? You said return of a deity.
Right. But they were showing you that they're at a similar school that Bush was at
Okay.
right before a terroristic event.
Mm.
But what is the terroristic event? It's the end of one world and the beginning of a new world.
Okay.
Because that world we've been in has been terror.
For real.
And he's showing you we going into the natural law of the land. That's why he's showing the tree of life.
Mm. Mm. This is deep. So you had told us before that we were going to see Obama again. You said it's going to be a return of Obama, and people got livid. They were like, "I was with you, Sheik Bay, until you said that he's not coming back. He's dead. He's been get mowed. You don't know what you're talking about. We loved you up until that point, or we can rock with you, but that Obama part, we don't know so much." And ever since you said it, the man's been cropping back up.
Yeah.
How did you
It
know
ain't
this?
how you just know from the spirit that it's happening. That's why I said, hey, first let me say, Kenneth Stewart, thank you so much. He gave me the snake eyes 111. Thank you, brother.
Central casting.
That's what's up. So, yeah, I'm just showing you that old system that we were in. Remember now, who was the last one to live in the White House? It wasn't.
He was.
Yeah, it wasn't Biden. Biden was going back to the corporation, which is Delaware. Wow. You remember the beginning of the corporation happened with George Washington because they said George Washington crossed over the Delaware. Well, the last one was the one that crossed over the Delaware, but he was the 46th president. 46 meaning transition in power from the corporation back to the land, right? So then you have 47 coming in, right? Which is Trump. Okay. That's why he's sounding off the trumpet. But where does he live? Mar-a-Lago. Mar-a-Lago is Moorish architecture.
Mm. Wow.
Oh, it's deep.
And this is another sister again. I think it's interesting that we see sisters, even though you can only see a part of her. Another sister in the image, which you had mentioned to our private group about us going back to. You mentioned the importance of women in this new transition.
Man, it's because women tie you into Mother Nature. As you're going back to the laws of the land. That's Medea. That's Medea. And it's nothing to be, if you're a male chauvinist, get over it, because women operate in love, peace, truth, freedom. Not all of y'all, but a lot of us, the good ones do. Yes. And when they give a command, normally the mother does what? Commands the children. But if the children get out of line, they normally say, "I'm going to tell your father."
He enforces.
He enforces
the law.
And that's what the man's role is supposed to be. We're going to back you up. Make sure that, when you need us to step in, we're going to step up. Right?
Yes, sir.
That's all it is. It's not like we're bowing down to you. No, but we're in support of you.
I love that. I love that. That's what Mayat is about, balance.
Right.
Sheik, what's the significance? Is there any significance to the colors yellow and blue? You
Well,
said something about, did you say again?
they did have some purple and blue in that. Like
Mm.
the sister was wearing the blue, but they had shown the floor and there was a lot of purple and blue in that. There you go.
This one has, is that purple or brown? That might be
Well,
brown.
I don't know what that is, but I saw some more colorful pictures that kind of reflected purple.
And I know purple, I mean, blue and yellow, like in the business world, you will see different logos with blue and yellow because those are happy colors.
Oh yeah.
Supposed to raise your spirits, raise your vibrations. So you see gems with blue and yellow sometime, and different. You'll see different companies with blue and yellow. It really makes you smile. It does something. So people that study psychology and even that study business and know about the psychology of business would typically use those two colors.
Correct.
I thought that was interesting, and it does kind of bright, make the whole background look bright, actually. So another thing about
But
women. Go ahead.
another thing I want you to bear in mind, why is Obama in New York? Because New York is the empire, as in
Oh,
the Empire State Building,
okay.
right? The empire, as in the Moorish Empire.
Mm,
It starts
that's
there.
big. That's big.
Casablanca is the White House,
Okay.
right? Well, Casablanca, the one that people know of, is in Morocco, which is
Mm,
right outside of Spain, right? That's Egypt
yes.
of the East.
Okay.
But we're in Egypt of the West, so everything is reversed when you do that. Because
Mm,
see, if you okay, over there they speak Spanish. That's Spain. Well,
okay.
the reversal of Spanish is normally English, right?
Normally.
And the reversal of Casablanca is the White House.
Mm,
Because Casa means house, Blanca means white,
right. Mm.
right? So that's the White House.
Come
Now,
on.
the White House is your true Area 51 because you have 50 states and then you got one, which is DC, District of Columbia.
Come on in
But,
here.
but God's promise is to restore the land, and the land is all of the land. That's why Trump was talking about moving the United States to Greenland because it too must be part of the land, Greenland,
Greenland. Wow.
right?
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is getting deep because
It's
we're
getting.
not going to be under that admiralty system. That's going to be over with.
Mm, mm. Completely done. Finished.
Done.
Thank you, Lulu. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you for the 9.99. That's a beautiful gift. We appreciate you. God bless you. Heaven smile on you. I appreciate you. Also, one of our supporters that's been here for a long time, Leonard Lassiter Bay, and his beautiful wife. His wife was on our private group called right before this group. Thank you, Brother Leonard, for the Cash App gift. He is a Moorish brother. He says this is a donation for American More. Thank you. Thank you. Sister Patricia says many thanks. She gave a gift to me. Thank you, Sister Patricia. High Tower sent a gift, and the message is gratitude with yellow hearts. Thank you. And Sister Tiffany said, this is quality information. Thank you for the gift. And Sister Tawana as well sent a Cash App gift to me at my Cash App. Thank you so much, Soul Family.
And let me throw out one to Louise Ponciano. Thank you, dear.
Louise Paciano.
Yeah, I know that name, Louise Ponciano.
So I was going to say another thing about women is that women typically are concerned about nature and children. So when it comes to making decisions, we want to know how's this. And Chief Rod Hayes says it very well that the first thing come to our mind, typically, the nature of a woman is how's this going to affect our babies? How is this going to affect the land, nature, the animals, plants? Men, men they're typically concerned about power. What else? Authority, their genitalia. How many women can I conquer?
Well, think about the lion, right? The
Yes.
lion normally has several females that he deals with, and
Right.
and he creates his pride, right?
Okay. Okay.
Because he has to have pride, right?
Come on, speak from a man's perspective. Work it out, Sheik.
And then they have all these cubs, right?
Yes.
But if he sees another female else that has a cub that ain't his,
He gets rid
he
of
gonna destroy that cub.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that cub could be a threat, honestly.
That's right.
It's going to grow up,
It's gonna
especially if it's a
grow up.
male cub. He
Yeah.
might mate with the female. I don't know if he'll mate with it or just get rid of it like the male cubs.
But I only gave you that analogy to give you something similar with how us men do.
Yeah.
Not all of us, we ain't talking about killing off no children,
Yeah.
but we kind of not always want to step up for somebody else's children.
I understand that.
It happens. You know what I mean? Because it's like at the end of the day, you're like, okay, I'm feeling this woman. I'm trying to build a family with this woman. I'm putting my own resources into this woman, and she has children already, right?
Yeah.
But that man that she had that relationship with that helped birth these children, that man is a problem. And the brother normally ain't even at the house. No, don't even pay nothing. Don't do nothing. Right?
That's
but
it.
he just want to always stick his chest out and say, "You better not touch my child." But you ain't doing nothing for that child, right? So this man is taking care of another man's children. The other man's children are disrespecting that man, and I'm trying not to go too far left because I want to stay on point. I am going to put that out there. And he's taking care of the other man's children. But at the end of the day, if something go wrong, the woman leaves, and them children be the first one to say, "You ain't my father," and all that love and energy you just gave to someone else's children is gone. And that's similar to the lion killing the cub, because it's like, I don't want to go through that.
Absolutely. So I would recommend that people read that. I agree. This is the paradigm in which we're living, and we exist in this paradigm. We do the best we can. Before we got into this paradigm, I recommend for those of you who studied anthropology or interested in studying anthropology in undergrad studies, anthropology really is the study of cultures and civilizations. So when you study anthropology, and you might come across this book called "When God Was a Woman" by Marilyn Stone. "When God Was a Woman" by Marilyn Stone is a book you want to read. And another book is "When God Was a Woman" and "When God Was a Black Woman and Why She Isn't Now." That book is by Joseph R. Gibson, Gibson. That's a brother who he read Marilyn Stone's work "When God Was a Woman." He was like, oh yeah, God was female in many cultures and civilizations, just meaning there was a feminine expression of God in many cultures and civilizations. But he said Marilyn kind of failed because she didn't talk about how the woman or the female expression of God was heavily melanated, because everybody on the planet was melanated. So read those two books, "When God Was a Woman, When God Was a Black Woman, and Why She Isn't Now." And what you'll understand about anthropology is that in the beginning, before the Aryans came out of the Caucasus Mountains, most things were feminine in nature, and you had more matriarchal societies. In a matriarchal society, men and women didn't necessarily live together. They could, okay, but they didn't necessarily live under one house. In fact, the man stayed with his family and the woman stayed with her family, kind of like the walking marriages in Asia. And so if they wanted to mate, the woman could mate with whomever she wanted. The man could mate with whomever they wanted. If they decided to have a monogamous relationship where just one man, one woman, they could. If they had polygynous relationships, they could. If they were polyamorous, they could. This is before the Aryans came out of the Caucasus Mountains. You had feminine, so you had matriarchal societies, which were egalitarian, meaning both male and female sexes were respected and honored, and the women could marry and date whoever they wanted. The men could marry and date whoever they wanted. The children stayed with the mother. And the land and property came down through the mother's land. That's what inheritance came from. So it didn't matter back then who fathered the children. They say mama's baby, daddy's maybe. It didn't matter because all the children stayed with the woman. All the land and inheritance stayed with the woman. So her property was naturally passed down from her to her children. And the men were going off to war, building kingdoms, fighting. So, they didn't really have time to be dealing with all this trying to cover women and children thing. Not like we do today where they're in one house. When the Aryans came out of the caves, they were like, we don't like these female gods. We don't like female expressions of gods. We don't like this whole female dynamic of inheritance. They took over the woman's land. They took over her property. They created this system of marriage, not created, but they took over the system of marriage and union and covenant agreements that we all agreed on, to now only the male covering the woman. And now the woman now is property of the man. And even these Aryans took over all of her land. So anything she inherited was now owned by the man. And when you have a system like that, then it only makes sense that he's only concerned about his seed, because he has to make sure that everything coming out of her womb is from his seed, because now he is the provider. He is the protector. He is the one that's, running a home. So I just brought that up to say this is the system in which we live. But if you look at, I'm not even saying it's right or wrong, the system's the way it used to be, everything came down to the woman, through the woman. So it didn't matter. It didn't matter who the fathers were. Now it matters because the man is responsible for that woman, her womb, and all the children that come out of the womb. And now it only makes sense, because if I was a man too, I wouldn't want to take care of anybody else's seed, right? Because that's just the way the lion of the pride work in nature. But it's not the way according to ancient history stories. So read about books before patriarchy. A lot of people don't want to talk about what predated the system in which we're living in now. And they'll say it doesn't exist, but it did. So when you study anthropology, you study the artifacts of many cultures. You study the culture, you study the gods. You see that they were feminine. You see that inheritance was passed down through the woman. They erased all that from our memory. This is why women are going crazy right now. We don't have female expressions of God to look up to. The only gods we see are gods of war, which we appreciate them and respect them, and gods of vengeance. We don't see the feminine expression of God, being loving, being concerned about nature and animals, and even our husbands and prosperity. So if we see that, then we can mimic that, but we don't see it. And now the divine feminine is coming back online to restore balance, not to usurp authority from the men, not to take over, because we need them. They're our builders. They were created to protect us. And for the person that said to me earlier today that I was wrong about parthenogenesis and that I need to stop teaching against the Bible, do you not know that Mary had a baby through parthenogenesis? She had a baby by herself. She didn't have, unless they say God inseminated her. That was a woman through parthenogenesis, created life by herself without a male, without a human. That really existed, and it exists in nature today. But people in their arrogance and their ignorance, because they don't study, don't know what predated the reality in which we live. So I just wanted to bring that out, that we do live in a system now where there's no egalitarianism, no equality, just a bunch of chaos. And that's not even masculine energy. That's chaos that we see happening now that is not implemented by the men. It's implemented by reptilians and extraterrestrials that don't have our best interests at heart. And I'll yield. Yes, sir. Somebody said one woman is enough for him.
I don't know what to say.
I know I got sons that be like, I could use about 3-4 wives myself.
What happened was, and I don't want to stay on it too much longer, but what happened was before colonization, that's what happened. That's the true history of the indigenous people. And when colonization took over, they told you that you can only marry one woman,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew that that would stifle the growth of our people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Remember, it says it takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the village was the women,
Okay.
and the women each had a special skill set. One knew how to cook, one knew how to teach language, some knew how to teach arts, some knew how to speak, teach astrology. It
Mm.
was different things that we knew how women did for the children.
I love that. I
Now,
do.
the men that were birthed out of these relationships, the boys, they were the ones who farmed the land. And when they got older, they were the ones who became the warriors of the land
Okay.
because they protected the village.
Mm.
And then when they went out on their own, they got their own wives and they did the same thing. That's all it is.
That's yeah.
That's why,
That makes sense.
that's why you had so many different tribes. The different tribes are really just the last names of our people. Blackfoot,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
You know, stuff like that.
Yes.
That's who we were. Navajo.
Somebody in the tribe said he has 3 mothers and 1 dad, and they all work well together.
It can happen, but the only way it happens is when um see, we've been indoctrinated.
Yes.
And as long as we've been indoctrinated, it's hard to get out of that mindset. Because we've been brain effed, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
They got us good. And it's going to take us a little while for us to get back to where we're supposed to be. Some things can happen overnight, believe it or not, because they said it's going to, when things change, it's going to be like, just like that.
Overnight.
Right?
Overnight. Yes, sir.
That's why they were talking about food stamps. Because they call it
Mm.
SNAP. Everything going to change. Right?
Yes. Yes.
They were
Yes.
letting you know it's coming. SNAP.
Mm. What did you say, Aunt Pooh? I can't have more than one woman. I'll always think about the feelings they have in regards to sharing me. I'm not sharing a woman. I heard that. I heard that. And
He
people
wouldn't,
usually go ahead.
he wouldn't be sharing a woman. She would be sharing you
Mm,
in that kind of a system.
right. Right.
That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand what he's saying. I get it
Yeah.
because, once you start crossing the threshold of emotions,
Mm.
that's hard because a lot of us by nature are just selfish and we don't want no
That's
one to
true.
love us but that one person or vice
That's,
versa, right?
you're right. You're
And,
right.
and we don't understand that love can be shared. And that's a hard concept for a lot of us.
Can you share your woman?
I don't think I can. My ego doesn't allow me to.
Mm.
Hey, if you don't mind, if I can be a little,
Take your
say
time.
one word, guys, y'all know, and y'all relate to this, but my dick is the star of the show.
It's the what of the show. Every man thinks that though.
And guess what? Ain't no co-stars.
You said your ego wouldn't allow you to to think otherwise. I hear you. Most societies do what's sustainable for them. And in Asia, there are nations, and there are very few where there's not a lot of land. And in those nations, if there's not a lot of land, then the brothers will share a wife. Because if all of the brothers had many wives, they will also have many children, and the land can't sustain it. So the land that's passed down, like to say to you, your family passed down to you will only be a certain amount of land, a certain amount of acres, or a certain amount of square footage. If you and all 12 of your brothers had a wife and children, the land could not sustain it. So in those cultures, what's sustainable is for the men to take on one wife. And when you look at the interviews there, they can't even comprehend us, not doing anything else other than that, because that's what they've done for generations, and it's sustainable for the land that they have. When they live off the land, they never even thought about not sharing that one wife. And they talk about it's African nations that do that too. They talk about how when they take turns, and the system of how they take turns, and how the children belongs to the whole community. But men in this society couldn't fathom that, because it's not the culture. It's all about sustainability. Now, what's sustainable for us moving forward? We're really going to have to think about that, honestly, because a lot of our men have been in prison. A lot of our men have been turned into men who desire men only. A lot of our men maybe not have the masculine characteristics that women desire. They might not have the financial means. And this is why we tell women that, sometimes you might have to consider, and I might ruffle some feathers here, is looking outside of your community, your but that could be dangerous, because you typically want to marry somebody within the tribe who shares the same values. But what are you going to do? You're going to either start marrying each other as women because you need love and affection, or you're going to be by yourself. And this is what the powers that were wanted for us to do, to be in a conundrum where we're not making love and not making babies. Correct. So sometimes people have to go outside of it. There are 9 billion people on the planet. It's a lot of people from which to choose. But we're going to have to think about how we're going to rectify this situation moving forward, so that we can start having babies.
But let me say this.
Go ahead, sir.
When things change, a lot of stuff is going to change too.
Okay.
Your frequencies change, right?
Okay, I like that.
And that's why they brought out the movie Michael. That's why you're seeing Lionel Richie.
Come on, talk about it.
You remember I said everything is going to go back to music, which is frequencies. Right?
Yes.
Michael is the highest frequency because he had feel-good music.
He did.
He's about the only artist where you could throw out maybe Mary J. Blige and R. Kelly, but what's that?
What about Whitney Houston?
Hell. Well, yeah, y'all women can do that. None of us men are saying I'm saving all my love for you. We ain't doing that.
That's true.
But check this out. Michael is about the only one where all his songs all the way through.
Yeah.
All of them. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And that's about frequency. That's why they brought him out. Because it's about to change our frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is not about a biopic. That was made for the fans, because it was really showing you frequencies. That's all it was.
I love that. This is interesting, how we're returning to nature, the law of one, the vibration of one, and this whole era, the 10, the 1 plus 0 equals 1. We're in the 10th year of the Gregorian calendar, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6. And Michael is helping to raise that vibrational frequency as we return to nature. So this has been excellent, Sheik. I don't know about you. I haven't had anything to eat. Go ahead.
Okay, well, let me say this real quick. Y'all remember Michael he put the world together of the different MJs. So remember the time he had Magic Johnson, MJ.
Right.
He was MJ. Then he did the song Jam with Michael Jordan.
Sure did.
He had 3 MJs, right?
Yeah.
Because he's letting you know that it's a reversal. So what's M and J? M is 13, J is 10. That's 23. But when you add 3 times 23 is 69. And 69 means a reversal.
Reversal. Yes. Wow. You teaching. You have shared so much information. You've given us hope. You know what? You've brought everything full circle. From the beginning, we started talking about Masonic rituals, Freemason rituals, and That was the first video we did last November. Then you started, just through a progression of time, talk about return of the king, the transition of power. You let us know that, the system is over. We're there. We're in a new reality. So many of your podcasts have led us to this day, Sheik Jacob Bey.
I love it.
You a bad man.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
But I'm only as bad as the Soul Tribe allows me to be. And real quick though, let me say, Mark Ekby, thank you. Watkins, I don't know your first name, but thank you, Watkins, and Tawana, Angela Smith, and Tiffany Webb, thank you.
And somebody said Lulu. I think you said something to.
I said Louise Paciano.
And I said Lulu, and somebody was in the comment section, and it might have been her. They said Lulu is Louise. So thank you. So she was Lulu to me, and Louise for you.
Yeah, so, she's cool. Thank you.
And thank you.
She's been very supportive since I've been doing these. I've been checking her name out.
Sister Lulu?
Louise.
Piano.
She's cool.
Thank you, Diosa. We appreciate you for blessing the Soul Tribe. You said this is limitless gratitude. You all are amazing. We have so much to look forward to. We give you a standing ovation to the Soul Tribe. The Soul Tribe. You made it. You made it, family. You all, no matter where you are on this globe, you made it.
SOS. We're there.
We're there. Sister Lulu said, that's me, Dr. Kia. Thank you. So what are your final words to the Soul Tribe, Sheik?
First of all, thank you all for all your support, all your love, and all the emails, because everybody who's hit me up, we've had a decent little exchange where we share information. I do appreciate that. I can't respond to every last email, but I try to do my best. And please, if you haven't joined my page, because I'm going to eventually start doing videos, and so please subscribe. It's Jacob Bey 1465, and please, if you are interested in my book, and I know I've been talking about it for a few months, but I have to put this thing together. But I'm not taking nobody's money until it comes out. I'm gonna do that because I don't want to do that. I want to take people's money and then not have something for them.
Yes.
But when it does, start to get printed up, I am really gonna start hitting everybody up. And I'm only taking donations. I'm not taking payment and receipts and all that. I'm just taking donations because it's going to be one of those books I want everyone to share. There's a lot of what I said tonight and all these other interviews. I go into it even deeper in the books. And what's so crazy is, and I don't know, but a lot of things have come to pass.
If they really have.
And they have happened in a sequence that we've been sharing since we've been talking. And that's prior to me and you doing even one interview. Yeah. That's just us talking over the phone.
That's right.
But it's been good. The only thing we haven't been able to nail down is the actual date of the RV.
Right.
Everybody's been trying to get that one. Now that's the only thing. But I do believe, because I saw that whole King's Trust with Lionel Richie, letting you know that the King's Trust is being transitioned back to us. And I saw 140 years from the first Mayday is going to be tomorrow. Right? So we know we're shifting over from the white supremacy to us, right?
Yes, sir.
And Lionel was wearing the top hat, dressed like Abraham Lincoln, because the descendants of Abraham are the heirs. That's all it is. Be there.
And none of us would know the exact date of the revaluation of currencies, family, or the date that we're going to exchange, because that's top secret information. If somebody knew that information and they gave it up, they would be held for treason. That's top secret classified information. So we don't know the RV date, but we have been talking about revaluation of currencies and the global currency reset. We've spoken about protocol for the currency exchanges, the implementation of rules and policies of the banks, what's going on in all these different countries that we've invested in. We talk about all of that in our private membership group. So if you're interested in joining a private membership group, occasionally Sheik Jacob Bey will come on and give us information. In fact, he was in our private group earlier today. Chief Mack and other special guests who's been in this a lot longer than even I have been there in almost 10 years. There have been people in that's been waiting for this transition of power for many more years. They've been giving us a lot of intel. So feel free to hit this like the link or click on the link that I'm putting in the chat right now to join our private membership group, or you can go to any of my videos on my YouTube channel and hit join, or go to the main page of my YouTube channel, Dr. Kia Pruitt, and hit the join button. Follow the prompts and you will be there. You will have exclusive information on what's going on with the currency revaluations, which countries are revaluing. I've also shown the countries' new currencies that have been unveiled, that have already been backed by precious metals. So join a private group for more information and to meet people with like-minded who's interested in family wealth, legacy, and how to preserve your assets. So that's it. Where can we talk about where they can find your work. How can they get in contact with you, Sheik?
DeJureLaw33@gmail.com.
Awesome. And thank you all for sending him a gift. We appreciate you. It's on the screen here. You all are amazing. Thank you all also for the gift you sent to the Dr. Kia Pruitt show. That's about it. Oh, wait. Tiff says, I'm white, but I'm not supreme. You know, what I think about supreme, sis, is I think we all, I don't know, I think we're all supreme. I think we're all important. You know, I think we're all amazing and magnificent.
Can I say something to her?
Absolutely.
I don't want you ever feeling like this is a racist thing, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's really about a system that we've been under.
Okay.
And that everybody eventually was put under since 1871. Since they changed that second constitution, since they implemented the NRA, which is the National Rifle Association, since they put in the KKK. Those things were done on purpose. And then Woodrow Wilson put us into the system where we all were slaves again, because those birth certificates, the money, the fiat, it was your labor that backed the money. So everybody was in that corporate system at that point. They took away your gold. They took away the silver. They took away all your assets, the true money.
They did.
That's what caused the Great Depression.
You know, in the letter of motu proprio that Pope Francis sent to President Obama, he said it was our, what he said, it was our, something about their way of doing things to enslave. After the Civil War, we enslaved African Americans in order to and made them chattel property to force them to pay off our debt. He said, then we enslaved everybody. And made them chattel property to pay off.
That's why the birth certificate says Department of Agriculture, because you are the chattel.
Wow.
That's why in front of Wall Street, you got a big old black bull, which is a cattle, which is another French word for chattel. That means that your labor backs up their system. Wall Street, live off the wall. Come back full circle, didn't you?
So you sure did. You did that. And some people think that the Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves. Actually, it didn't free the slaves. It transitioned slavery from one person owning slaves to now the corporation can own slaves. I see you shaking your head. What do you say to that?
You're correct. But I wanted to really finish saying what I need to say to this young white lady, because it's important that anybody else who is Caucasian on here, I want y'all to know that in the new world, it's going to be about peace, love, truth, freedom, and justice. It ain't going to be none of that stuff that we were under. Like I said before, the opposite of peace is war.
Mm-hmm.
The opposite of love is hate. The opposite of truth is lies. The opposite of freedom is slavery. And the opposite of justice is injustice. That's the system that we were under.
Wow.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So all I'm saying is, yeah, you had a world that was good to you. But now the world is going to be good for everybody.
Yes.
Right?
Love that. Yes.
And it's going, but it's not going to be about somebody being over somebody. It's going to be about everyone working together. And we're not going to have racism, classism, right? It's not going to be a upper class, middle class, lower class. It's not going to be. You're not going to have that because everybody's going to have wealth. It's going to be a world where if everybody has, you're no longer going to have the crime that you had. Because why do you need to rob somebody if you got what they got? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're not going to have that. You're not going to even have the prison institutions like you once did. That's going to be a thing of the past because the crime is going to go down. They can no longer incarcerate our people. That's why Pharaoh said, let my people go. We got it. Not Pharaoh, but Moses. Let my people go. Right? Because you can't hold us back no more.
Yes.
And now, to the Caucasian woman, we're going to love you. We're going to treat you better than you even treated yourself. You know what I mean? Because we're not made like that. That's why our people
can
forgive
No, we're not.
someone who killed our own child. We can forgive them. I ain't never seen that. But we can forgive. So if we can forgive on that level, imagine what kind of love we can give you when there ain't no murder.
Wow. And a lot of people don't realize that the system of white supremacy was, as you have said many times, an ideology that one group of people is over people. But that system of white supremacy was created by those who enslaved the planet.
Correct.
It wasn't anything that one particular person came up with. The beings that enslaved the planet created the system of white supremacy in order to cause hatred, division, and confusion.
Correct.
And when you look deep into white supremacy and the KKK, and you start to really dive deeper, you see that some of the people who started the KKK didn't even have light complexion. They were dark. Were they dark humans or were they entities, extraterrestrial beings that know how to shapeshift? Whoever they were, they caused the chaos of white supremacy, racism, sexism, classism, all this, but it's all coming to an end. And I'm so excited about it.
They had a whole speech about the Department of Justice and the FBI just last week said, we're coming down on hate groups such as the KKK. Yeah, you remember the KKK, the Aryan Nation, these motorcycle gangs, and they named some more. But we're coming down on that because we're not going to have that anymore. We can't have it anymore. It has to stop. Everything has to stop.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I can't wait for is to stop. So we can finally have some freaking peace.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Not being a freaking rat race, not having to worry about this bill, that bill, insurance, mortgage, whatever the hell it is, right? Because once you're free from the system doesn't exist no more. You become your own bank. You become your own everything. You become autonomous.
I love that.
Right?
Control of your own life,
You
autonomous.
control your own life, and you manifest whatever it is you want to do.
And you don't have to have all these licenses, a license to travel, a license to marry,
Yeah,
a license.
ain't nothing but permission from that government.
Mm.
And if you're not going to be under that, that's all it is. It's a privilege. Shit, you have a right.
Right. Under the Republic, you have
Girl,
rights.
who just posted that? I love you. Who
That
said
5?
that?
Let me see.
Who is that? That's probably a dude. I hate I said that.
What was it? The numbers?
Yeah, he said May 10th, 51. I love you. I love you. Well, tomorrow is that too.
Let me get back to that. Tomorrow is what?
5-1.
51.
God, dog. Now y'all heard us live have a revelation.
Yep.
Thank you.
I wish I could find that. I just saw his comment.
Yeah, send him a cash app.
5-1. That's right, family.
Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Area 51. This is real, y'all.
It's full moon tomorrow. Someone said 5-1 is the full moon.
I don't know.
Mm.
I ain't looking up at the sky right now.
They saying somebody said, I pray this is all true.
Boy, this is happening.
Mm.
It lines up. You can't make this up.
Mother's Day.
They getting down now. They getting down. God's promise.
Y'all
killing it tonight. Because apparently they've been listening.
I'm happy.
They've been listening. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Yes, sir. Mm. Yep, they saying it is the full moon. Somebody said a flower moon. Wow, what's the flower moon?
That's nature.
Y'all cooking, Soul Tribe.
They cooking.
All right. Thank you all so much. It's a full moon in Scorpio tomorrow. All right.
Wow.
What'd you say?
Your soul tribe is on point.
I see.
This is really, you know what? Y'all lifted my spirit so much tonight. Thank you.
Oh, that's
because I needed this kind of energy.
Yeah.
And just because y'all have been, all it shows me is y'all been listening.
Yeah.
It's making me feel like this is, for something more meaningful and more purposeful. Thank you. Y'all real, boy.
Hey, this is a beautiful tribe. We found our tribe. You know that?
Boy.
They said we have a master teacher.
And you know what? Now, wouldn't it be great if the RV happened, right? Uh-huh. And then you made an announcement that, hey, y'all, this go all commune and have your soul tribe all come together and we just party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chief Mack said he's putting something together like that for the soul tribe.
But there you go. We got to do it.
Yeah, we do. We do. All this information is reaching the people for sure. I agree. We are touching lives, family. We desired to come for this great, amazing time to shift the atmosphere and to experience it at the same time.
It's cold-blooded. I just got to say thank you.
You're welcome.
I also got to say my battery about to go out.
Okay. Thank you all for supporting the Sheik of the Soul Tribe. For those of you who sent the donation to $ all rights reserved, he's grateful. Get your name on the waiting list for the book at dejourlaw33@gmail.com. And for all of you who sent a donation to support the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show, I love you. You're amazing. We'll see you tomorrow on Mayday. Peace, family. What?
Love it. On Mayday.
On Mayday.
Make it happen.
On Mayday.
Make it happen.
All right. I love you. You listen to Sheik, and I'm Dr. Kia Pruitt. I trust that we've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create
we got to dance on this, boy.
The most amazing day. Go ahead and dance.
Dr. Kia
Thank you, Simply Love, for sending me a gift. I
love
appreciate
it.
you. She said, thanks for the info. You're welcome. To all of you who sent the gift to either Jacob Bay or Dr. Pruitt, thank you so much. If you want to trust me, you want consultations through Chief Mac, sending them an email at unityemotion45@yahoo.com. And hopefully we can get Chief Rod Hayes on to come and share some of his wisdom and information with us. What'd you say?
It's deep.
It's deep.
All right.
Good night. Love you.
Take care. Love you.
To a brighter, freer day. Through her channel.
Good night, Soul Tribe. I love you so much.
Breaking chains that hold us close, teaching paths to abundance and wealth, guiding others to free themselves. Soul Tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. From currencies to investments divine, she's helping her tribe to realign with wisdom, ancient and new, showing what we all can do. Soul Tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia shows the way to a brighter, freer day. Soul Tribe rising, hear her call, raising vibrations for one and all. Dr. Kia lights the way to a new and brighter day.
Good night, Soul Tribe. We love you. Bye-bye.